Listening to and watching PremierGuitar.com. I am reviewing the Taylor 8-string baritone guitar. Yes, this is a baritone, and it has 8 strings. The 4 on the outside here are just your single strings, and then the 4 in the middle are like a 12-string would be. So these two have the octaves on them. So it really brightens up the sound. A baritone is typically a very dark sounding guitar anyway, and this was a sort of what Taylor is referring to as a chocolate meets peanut butter case of serendipity, which they were creating some guitars for their 35th anniversary, and they made a baritone, and somebody had the bright idea to add some strings to it like they did with their 9-string guitar, which is a hybrid of a 6-string and a 12-string. So they added some extra strings to this, and it really gives it that shimmering sound that is so often missing with the baritone guitars. So it has been just a riot to play. For me, the most fun that I've had is being able to go back into the archives and dig out songs that my vocal cords have not let me sing for a decade or so. And so that's really kind of been a hoot for me. Most people, they just pick it up and start writing new songs. So for those of you who are not familiar with a baritone guitar, the baritone is tuned from B to B. We have B, E, A, D, and then F sharp, and then another B. And so it is, so this, which looks like a G chord, it's actually a D chord. C, what looks like a C chord is really a G chord, and so on. Which you kind of get the hang of after a while. And it's just a really, I think, a really remarkable tool for people who are looking to kind of have a new space to play in. Gives you a little bit more of a palette, a little bit of a different kind of a palette to play with. As I mentioned in the review that I did in the January issue, the F sharp string is unwound, and these strings come from Elixir. They had them make a special set for them with the 8 strings in it, and this F sharp string is unwound, which it takes a little bit of getting used to, in that we're used to hearing that frequency in the G string with a wound string. So it does take a little bit of getting used to. But other than that, I think that it's very addictive and really fun to play, and I'm going to cry real tears when they tear it out of my hands and send it back to Taylor. Well, I've dropped into Dadgad now, which is actually A-E-A-D-E-A, which isn't nearly as much fun to say as Dadgad, but I have dropped down just to kind of give you a sense of what it sounds like there. And it's pretty dark here. It's pretty dark and low, and it's got a lot of sort of almost overwhelming bass resonance going on. And with that sort of deep ringing bass kind of thing going on, you have to be careful and not play it too hard with that. But what I have discovered, which is really, again, for me, just so exciting, is I'm able to take a capo, and I found the best capo to use for this is a 12-string capo. And this is an old standard Shub, the original straight capo. And position the cradle here as close to the middle of the back as you can get it, to really put the pressure against those middle strings, and then snap it down tight. And you will probably have to adjust the tuning a little bit. gives you a much more frequency-friendly range here on the 3rd or the 4th fret that I've mostly been working with, because that's where my voice happens to fall these days. Sorts of rhythmic things that allow you to sort of select when you want to use the middle strings and when you don't want to use those octave strings, and really allow yourself some room to play with those accents when you really want a big splash of sound. I should probably talk also about the pickup, which they have. It's their expression system, the Taylor expression system, and I have everything set flat here. The bags. Core 1 that I'm going into, I'm using a colossal cable to get into the bags. I've dialed back the low mids and the high mids quite a bit, simply because, as I mentioned before, the unwound F sharp string really pops when you plug it in. It's pretty dominant, so I did dial those back just to kind of smooth over that frequency. I've left the expression system itself flat, and you can hear that it's really capturing the sound nicely. I can crank the bass up a little bit too, and you really hear a very full sound, but it doesn't get overwhelming. It doesn't ever go to mud. It's a lean, tight bass, which I really enjoy a lot. I'm really crazy about it, and I think that it's going to become a really valuable part of the Taylor line. Well, thank you for listening. I'm Gayla Drake Paul for PremierGuitar.com. Please do look for the full review in the January 2010 issue of Premier Guitar magazine. All right.